Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Out cruising the roads here. So, lots going on. Tiny house is sold. I haven't got the rest of the money yet, but that is to come. I have a contract already signed, as you guys may know. And we have an agreement, no refunds, no backing out, whatever. If she does back out, I get to keep the money and then relist it again for more money. So pretty crazy stuff. Anyways, I'm on my way. I just got paid from work, so I'm on my way to celebrate, grab some lunch, and do all that funny stuff. But I wanted to get in touch with you guys here on YouTube and on Patreon and everybody. So I don't know what was going on with me. I had about a week and a half. It felt like I was running on one lung. I don't know if I got a bacterial lung infection or Rona or whatever, but the trick of it is basically, I didn't have any of the symptoms and I didn't bother going and getting tested. So, no biggie there. What I did though was a variety of things. I didn't get into the horse pace stuff at all. I was thinking about it, but because I really didn't have the symptoms of it. But basically what it was is I would take a deep breath in, and the majority of the air would blow out my right hand nostril, and the left side was the weak. But I didn't have any sinus issues or blockages. That's why I figured I was running on one lung, and I felt like the left side lung area was you could have it's a noticeable feeling, but it wasn't like it was very, very hard to explain because I've never had anything like that before. But anyways, how I actually got mitigated the majority of it was I used my coconut oil RSO, and I just rubbed it on my chest area, on the area of where it felt weird. And I did that for, I don't know, it's been over like 2 weeks now. But anyways, it relieved the whatever it was. It got rid of it. I'm feeling good now. I was always feeling good. I didn't have a fever or anything like that. It was just noticeable thing in my left lung area. But everything's good now. Like yesterday, had no issues whatsoever. Today, same deal. So it's been about a week and a half. So I don't know if I got hit with a bacterial infection from wearing these masks at work, or shedding possibly from the Rona crap going on. But if it was the Rona, guys, it affected me very, very lightly. And if that is what the big haboo is about, then holy crap, what a joke. Yeah, so just beyond weird. But anyways, I dealt with that all naturally, and I'm going to continue to rub this stuff on my chest just to make sure no further occurrences. But I just take that as my daily dose of RSO anyways, so it is what it is. So craziness. Also, timeline for this, I'll throw a prepping video in here. So in China, the leader of China, current leader, Xi Jinping, or whatever the hell you want to pronounce it, he has until October to the word would be absorb Taiwan. So yeah, so he has until October to absorb Taiwan, which is going to be interesting. That is the deadline the CCP has given him in order to stay in power and get their agenda through and all that crap. So prepare, guys. Now, we don't know what is all going to go on. Is the U.S. and other countries just going to let it happen? Since the bonehead administration is basically run by Mr. Puppet there. So we'll see what happens there. But they got their hypersonic nuclear warheads. And Russia has been screwing around in space, launching, blowing up satellites to destroy other nearby satellites as a test. And you guys know China and Russia are in bed together, so yeah. And this would be the perfect time. I've made multiple videos on this in my prepping section on this channel. Because the U.S. has such a weak leader right now, it's complete weak government, weak leadership, completely insane. Now's the perfect time for Russia and China to just go all out and dominate the U.S. if they wanted to. Everything's set up. The deck is stacked, as you would say. So it's insanity going on, guys. It's crazy. I just can't believe all the nonsense, but it is what it is. So yeah, interesting stuff. So that's that video for you guys. Stay tuned for the developments in China. They had all these explosions going off in China as well, just lately, and pretty crazy stuff, if you ask me. Within 7 months, there was all kinds of these mystery explosions going on. Pretty craziness. Obviously, the Chinese news media, complete hush about everything like that, but is what it is. So, yeah. All right. So I am basically now in the drive-through at Wendy's. You can see the logo right there. And I'm gonna have treat myself to some of that. I haven't had a burger for quite a while now, and I don't mind Wendy's whatsoever, so that is the game plan. So craziness going on, guys. Hopefully you're preparing. I kind of got pushed into having to sell the tiny house because of lack of property. So the biggest issue with me is, well, it turned out for the good, because I got a really decent amount of money for the tiny house, and the woman who's buying it from me is absolutely in love with it, and she's been down like 3 times visiting and showing it off to her friends as well. So that's pretty insane, but whatever. But happy for her. She's a good person, so that's all gonna work out, I think, and go from there. But I was kind of forced into selling it, which is, pain in the you-know-what, so now I'm kind of starting all over again. So we'll figure it out in the future here, guys. Stay tuned. Here we go. On the road again. Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. So guys, now that I've been kind of painted into a corner, and what do I mean by that? Well, lack of property from the start of the Off-Grid Tiny House has been the massive issue, and continues to be massive issue all the way till the end. Now, the real nasty problem with this is I need to find local land that's out in the country with neighbors that are few and far between. That way I can maintain my day job and carry on and have a tiny house out there. My thinking basically is long-term retirement plan now for the Off-Grid Tiny House is buy a house out in the country, just out of town, and then what I would do is get one of those Amish, large Amish sheds delivered, and convert that into an off-grid tiny house for myself. Live in that on the property, because you know, country properties pretty large. Neighbors are few and far between, and they don't really bug you. And then I would rent out the main house, basically, and that would pay for mortgage, and be once the mortgage is paid off, that would be the income long term. So I would live in the off-grid tiny house and rent out the property, do the maintenance around the place, do all my good stuff, gardening, blah 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 blah, taking care of the place, so the tenants don't have to, and Bob's your uncle, happily ever after, right? So that is the game plan, and hopefully we get to that stage. Now, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to shut the heat off there. Turn the seat warmer on instead. The weather is looking pretty crappy now. Looks like we're going to get a bunch of snow. Now, guys, if you've been watching the news, you know Vancouver, British Columbia just got dominated with a freak weather event that dropped like 300 millimeters of rain in one day, or 300 mils a day for a couple days, and it just devastated a lot of people out on the other side of Canada. And unbelievable, guys, weather event. Now they're gonna have to, it's gonna be a long haul of recovery for them, but they've been having a hell of a time over there, with the forest fires, now the flooding, reverse. So yeah, just craziness. So landslides, they lost a lot of properties lost, a lot of farmland lost, a lot of cattle, and so on and so forth, you name it, lost. It's craziness. So that's going on. And then getting back to talking about me being painted into a corner with lack of available land. I want just a country house out in just outside of town, so I can still drive into town and do my day job. I gotta maintain my day job. Without it, you're homeless. So that is the plan. And if you don't have that, you're screwed. So, like I said, get a country house, buy an Amish shed, get them to deliver, set it up on the property. Then I'll convert it to an off-grid tiny house, live in that. Rent out the main house, and go from there. That would be awesome. That would be my ideal plan. Now, the problem with that is, and the problem it's been all the way dogging me all the way through trying to get off the grid, is getting land itself locally around here. Pretty much impossible. I've said it many times and complained about it many times on video. It's like I'm living in the twilight zone. Property's not available. It's pretty pathetic, and pretty pissed about that. Not very fun at all. So that's what I'm dealing with. And it's only worse now because the housing boom that's happening right now, and all these big corporations like BlackRock and Zillow are buying up housing, renting it out or flipping it, and they're basically causing lack of affordable housing, lack of affordable rent for an apartment. It's causing a mess, but they're massively profiting off of this situation. And then we have our bonehead governments, the U.S. and Canada combined, bringing in foreign people illegally flooding the country illegally because they got their orders from the UN. With the UN has some kind of pact that... All right, sorry about that, guys. So the term I was looking for was replacement migration. So the UN is telling the people involved with the UN, we need to bring in all these foreigners because our current populations aren't growing enough, making a whole bunch of babies. So we got to bring in a bunch of foreign illiterate people with diseases to the country illegally, not being checked whatsoever. And meanwhile, we're also going to be defunding the border patrol agents that are trying their very best to do their job, but the government's actually working against them in all sorts of manners. So it's getting pretty pathetic out here, guys. I'm just going to tell you that. What else is happening? Well, like I said, the crap going on with the housing market and the property market is insane. I'm guessing now a couple of my buddies are waiting for a collapse so they can actually afford to own their own home because they're stuck renting forever. Yeah, I can see that, but I don't think a collapse is going to happen unless World War III breaks out with China over Taiwan or something like that. Yeah. So it's a horrible situation for a whole lot of people. A lot of people are, you know, they're stuck living with their family, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally whatsoever, because you can pool all your resources and money together, take care of your family, all in one place. Not too bad, not too shabby. Makes a whole lot of sense. That's how all the old pioneers and homesteaders used to do it. They used to run the situation just like that. So yeah, isn't that fun? So just craziness. So currently, what's the date? Closing in on November the 20th, 2021. So I'm in shorts still. We've been lucky with some awesome weather, but unfortunately Vancouver, BC, they just got annihilated with a freak rainstorm, and is what it is. Sucks. So prayers and thoughts for them, guys, but holy crap, unreal. Yeah, so the housing situation, I'm not sure right now. But what does that mean for the tiny house? Well, that means I'm going to be trying to squirrel away money to able to do my plan in the future. Get a piece of property out in the country, hopefully something affordable, even if it's a fixer-upper. And then I'm going to place an Amish shed, the biggest ones they make on that property, have those guys deliver, set it up, blah, 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 and go from there. Because I can definitely hook that up, turn it into an off-grid solar place for myself, rent out the house, fix up the house, rent it out, whatever, and go from there. Because people are banging down doors on people's houses right now to find a place to rent that's affordable for them because of the situation that everybody's in. So, unlike the US, where land is very affordable as long as you're willing to go, you know, to some boony towns, here I'm stuck where I'm stuck, in the Twilight Zone. I need to find something local just outside of town, like I said, and then go from there. That would be my game plan. If that doesn't work out, I'm gonna be stuck where I am. But it is what it is, guys. Everybody's got to do what they want to do. Now, High Tech Guy 18 and I haven't talked to Graham in quite a while, but High Tech Guy 18 said, well, triaxle trailer's okay. Enclosed, he recommended an enclosed trailer or a van life situation where I get all that stuff. The problem with that, guys, is currently I have no place to put that stuff, because they're developing housing everywhere. You guys saw my other YouTube channel where I had was building that little off-grid trailer at the side of the place, at the side of the house, and then the city came in and said, oh, we're developing all this, that's got to go. So yeah, just wonderful. And the city actually rewrote it's because it can, because they're in control, the property lines, which I thought was insane, just so they could sever that little piece of land that was right there beside our parents' place. So yeah, that's crazy. Is what it is though. And yeah, unbelievable stuff going on. So I've been also the Bonehead administration's coming after the media really good. And when I talk about the media, guys, I'm talking about the media they don't own. They own the corporate media. Anything you read in the newspaper, here on the radio, on the TV, they own that. And they went over, obviously they've been going after InfoWars for forever. They're going after them hard right now. They also went after Project Veritas hard. And but everybody's a fighter. Everybody's in on it now. Joe Rogan's doing a lot of the bringing up a lot of the stuff now as well, because people are watching him for more of the news, the real news of what's going on, not this parrot propaganda corporate media that's bought and paid for. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, I watch both, because now I watch my local news, which gives me some national news propaganda, and then my local propaganda. But then I watch the alternative media, which is the real news, and you compare and see who's bullshitting. There's two sides to every story. If you're only getting one side, you don't have the full story, guys. That's how it goes. It's a saying to live by. Two sides to every story. Get both sides, go from there, make up your mind. It'll paint a nice big picture for you. So I shouldn't have to keep telling people that, but a lot of people do not pay attention to alternative media because they just go off whatever's on the headlines or trending charts or whatever. That's all they deal with. So that is what it is. So there we go. So I'm going to start shooting some more videos for you guys. It's going to be a lot of prepping and political stuff going on my channel. A lot of content change up because the tiny house is sold, but I'll give you updates if it isn't sold and go from there, because I still need the other half of the money and go from there. So that's what's going on right now. We'll see you guys later.